I believe your eyes are tired of crying, and all the reasons you say you came here for. I believe you lost your mother and your father, and there ain't no sleeping on a concrete floor.
I believe the gang said they would kill you. I believe they killed your child and your wife. In the end, there was no one left to save you. I believe you were running for your life. I believe you. I believe you.
I believe you were starving in the desert. All the water had been poured out on the ground. I believe you had no voice. I believe you had no choice when everything you loved was burning down. I believe you. I believe you. I believe you.
From you at the border, she cries, she don't know where you are. We believe you. We believe you.
For asylum.
We believe you want to live in peace.
We believe you did what we all would do. There's no difference between you and me. We believe you. We believe you. We believe you.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Greenwich Village Folk Festival. I'm MacDonald, along with Raymond Micek. I'm one of the two co-producers of tonight's concert. The people watching this show today will already be familiar with many of these artists, so I'll leave it to the MCs to introduce them when the time comes. But I would like to say on their behalf that all the artists today here have agreed to appear without any guaranteed payment of any sort. We do, however, really want to support them, and we do that in a couple ways. One is we suggest to you folks out there that if you like their music, you grab some of their music. You can usually go online to the websites that are written below them on the screen here, or just Google them and grab a CD, check out some of their tunes, go to YouTube. It's all good. Also, we, my family's just returning from the beach, sorry. Also, we have two donation sites, both paypal.me. One of them is easy to remember, paypal.me/GVLFFF, GVF 2020. The other's a bit longer. You can find it on the YouTube, Facebook, and GreenwichVillageFolkFestival.org pages that you're watching this on. I don't know if it's visible on Folk Music Notebook, where we're also streaming the audio, but if you donate to the longer of those two, the PayPal does not take any fees out. And at the end of the day, we give almost all of the money to the performers. We don't have staff salaries. We have very low overhead. We manage to support a Zoom feed and not much else. We don't have any office buildings, no marketing budget, and we don't spend a lot of money, as the performers will attest, on a deli platter for backstage. And so there's a lot left over, and we give it almost all to the performers. So at the end of the day, if you'd like to help the musicians and singers out who are with us today, we heartily encourage that you use either of those two paypal.me sites. Let me say thanks to a couple people who've helped us out along the way. While you were listening to while you were watching the screen in the last 5 minutes before we went live, you may be wondering what the song was you were hearing. It's called Song to a Refugee, and it's by Diana Jones. It's actually not been officially released here in the United States. I think it's coming out on June 10, but it's already #1 on some European broadcast networks and stations, and is a very powerful and beautiful song. And some of the people that you heard performing in that song, you may have recognized their voices, in addition to Diana, Richard Thompson, Steve Earle, Peggy Seeger, and the Chapin sisters all lent their talents to this beautiful song. Diana will be one of the artists with us for the July 4 show. Yes, we are going to have a Greenwich Village Folk Festival, July 4, same time, same place. And we've already booked Diana, as well as Roy Zimmerman and John McCutcheon, and quite a few other excellent artists for that concert. So we hope we'll see you on July 4th as well. And we've already booked. Let me also thank our sound technicians and hosts today, Brandon O'Sullivan and Greg Greenway, who are the reason why we sound as good as we do. I've been getting feedback from people, including artists, but also the general public, saying that our festivals are some of the best sounding and looking online events going out there, and those two people are a big part of the reason why, Brandon O'Sullivan and Greg Greenway. Also, our web designers and maintainers, Jerry Kornbluth and Andrea Klawsky. And I should also, I suppose, mention that Raymond, Micek, and myself, Rod MacDonald, we are the co-producers of today's event. So if you have a worthwhile comment to make, or something you'd like to suggest, we have a Facebook page, Greenwich Village Folk Festival, GVFF 2020, I believe it is, where you can comment or make any suggestions to us. And last but not least, I'd like to thank our two Emcees today, who are going to be introducing the individual artists. One of our Emcees, Ron Olesko, is the director of FolkMusicNotebook.com, a 24-hour internet folk music radio station that plays a lot of the artists that you see in our festivals, as well as an amazing mixture of traditional, old-time, bluegrass, blues, Celtic, and every other kind of folk music you can imagine in the United States, 24 hours a day. That's FolkMusicNotebook.com, and you'll be seeing Ron after our first artist. Our other MC you're going to meet right away, and that is, of course, the wonderful Sonny Ochs, who has been a radio personality in New York State for quite a few years, was on WRPI for a long time, and I should know the call letters of the current station, so I'll leave that to Sonny to tell you. And also, Sonny has produced many of the Phil Ochs night concerts in memory of her brother through the years, going all the way back to the early 1980s at Folk City and the Bottom Line and places like that. And many of us have had the honor of being in those and the privilege of singing songs by this tremendous writer, Phil Ochs. So without further ado, thank you for tuning in. My job has been to waste a few minutes so that people have a chance to sign on and don't miss any of the music. And I hope I haven't overstayed my welcome. And with that in mind, I'd like to introduce you to Sonny Ochs.
Thank you, Rod. You stole my thunder. You already mentioned yourself and Ray Micek, the two guys who are producing this, and you're doing a great job. I would say that this month's show is probably one of the most amazing in terms of the talent. And we're going to start out with a group. It's called the Annie Burns Trio. And the Burns family has been around for more than 30 years in the music business. And Annie is a singer-songwriter and producer. And she is back tonight with Doug Robinson, and who's a multi-instrumentalist. He's also a singer and producer. And Harry Aceto, who's a multi-instrumentalist who even builds instruments. So at Guitar World in Ithaca. So let's give a big hand to Annie Burns and her trio.
I'm going to start off with a contemporary folk activist song, and it's written by Aidan Makepeace, who is from Ithaca, and I fell in love with the song. The Makepeace brothers are on YouTube. You can find them. They have a video of the song, but this song speaks everything I want to say about what's happening in the world. So here we go. Break the rhythm, it's harder than hell to be the courage to follow yourself, to declare your name, one the same with the whole human race. That is the wrong, that is the wise, that is the human, that is the kind of hero we need. To give peace a chance with all of your own worth, to breathe forgiving right back to the earth. Beyond the dream, to throw your own love before our bullets silence the last of. This is the noble, this is the wise, this is the human, this is the kind of hero we need. Raging with or without this verse, millions of people are out on the streets. Millions of people refuse to be meek. These are the noble, these are the wise, these are the human, these are the kind. These are the noble, these are the wise, these are the human.
You are the kind of hero we need. Involved with Kiss the Ground. They're a company in Los Angeles, and they are regenerating the soil. They have faith that we can save the earth. I'm with them. Anyway, this next song is a song I wrote, and it's called A Long Time. It really talks about, like, you know, a lot of us have been to the Folk Alliance and these different folk festivals, and we spend so much time together, and then that's over. And then, but with the pandemic, I felt like this was really appropriate because it's been a long time, and to see friends and to know that we can go out again and be with people, it means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to these guys too. It's called A Long Time. And these guys are tuning, so I'll keep talking. I'm still working with the Burns sisters. Marie Burns and I are working together, and we take people to Ireland whenever they let us back in. So go to our website and come with us. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Stay up all night and watch the sun come up. You bring out my wild side, and I can't get enough of you and the stories you tell. Whispers sweet, weave me into your spell. Last time I saw you, you took me by surprise. Tried to smother my sorrow from you. I could not hide. With a kiss, you breathed life back into me. You stole my heart when you set my soul free. It's gonna be a long time till I see you again. Hold me close, rest your hand in mine. Let me love you, and we'll say goodbye for a long, long time. I love the way I feel with you. I can just be myself. And that dark cloud that follows me will have to find someone else. And we'll laugh until that sun does shine. Till I see you again. Hold me close, rest your hand in mine. Let me love you and say goodbye for a long time. Hi. So I picked this last song because I've spent a lot of time in Ireland, and the past, I don't know, 8 years or so, I've been going there a couple times a year. And anyway, this song, when you go there, everybody knows the song. And now they have the movie out, Wild Irish Time, but it's absolutely Wild Mountain Time, I should say. It's absolutely a song that people just sing along to. So I hope if you're watching, that you feel free to sing along with us in our final song here. It's just one of those haunting melodies and such a beautiful idea. And so I fall in love with songs and then I sing them. And I have the wonderful Doug Robinson singing with me and the fabulous Harry Aceto playing guitar. And let's hear it for our sound man, Greg McGrath over there. You can't really
Yay! Yay!
name, you gotta have either the name Greg or Brandon in order to do sound for this whole thing. I'm kidding, obviously. Oh, and I want to just tell you a joke. Don't blame me, falso latido. That is from my husband, who's hilarious. His name is Bruce Abbott, but I can't take credit, but I love it. Okay. All right. Oh, the summertime is coming. And the trees are sweetly blooming. Where the wild mountain thyme grows around the blooming heather. Will you go, must we go? And we'll all go together to pick wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will you go, must we go? I will build my love about by your pure crystal fountain, and I will place all the flowers of the mountain. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pick wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? will you go, lassie? Go.
Oh, thank you, Annie. That was beautiful. Annie Burns Trio. That song, boy, I hope you get to go back to Ireland real soon, because that certainly put me in the mood. And I noticed, because I have a little dashboard here, I can tell who's listening on Folk Music Notebook. I do see we have somebody tuning in from County Carlow in Ireland, and folks in Great Britain and all across the U.S., so we're global tonight. And of course, you can check out the website, theburnsisters.com, to find out about all the wonderful events coming up. Hopefully, they're back out on the road and performing in front of live audiences again real soon. Well, hello, everybody. I'm Ron Olesko, one of the co-MCs, and it's such an honor to be with Sonny Ochs tonight. Christine Lavin normally does this, but she's going to be performing a little bit later on, so stick around. You're going to really enjoy seeing her. And by the way, Sonny also has a show on Folk Music Notebook. She's on the fourth Sunday of the month, 6 p.m., so I hope you'll tune in. She puts on an amazing program. Well, speaking of amazing, we have quite a lineup tonight, and our next performer is someone who is obviously well known in the village, and I think responsible for creating a lot of the wonderful sounds that we've heard coming out of the village in the past several decades. He actually started playing guitar when he was in 9th grade, and he juggled his love for making music with his love for electronics. And since then, he has been a singer, a songwriter, a musician, and of course, a Grammy-winning producer, engineer. He runs Shelter Island Sound in New York City since 2005. As a producer and engineer, he helped launch the careers of artists like Suzanne Vega and Sean Colvin. And he's been associated with many village artists, including people like Willie Nile, Richard Schindel, David Massagill, and so much more. Richard Barone and the Bongos, Loudon Wainwright, Dar Williams. I mean, I could go on all night just talking about the artists he has worked with as a producer and an engineer. But tonight, we're being treated to Steve Addabbo, the singer, songwriter, and performer. He finally got around to releasing his first solo CD in 2016, where he was joined by many of the artists he has worked with for decades. And he is still performing, still writing some great songs, which we are about to hear. Please welcome to the Greenwich Village Folk Festival, Steve Addabbo.
Thank you, Ron. Appreciate it. I don't remember doing any of that, by the way, so I don't know. And I'm really glad to be part of this folk festival. Probably one of the only ones you don't have to wear pants to, so I think that's a first. Also, I'm broadcasting from Shelter Island Sound, my studio, and the song that preceded the broadcast by Diana Jones was actually recorded here, and I got to meet Steve Earle. That was very exciting, so wishing her a lot of luck with that song. It's a beautiful record. But this one is a song I wrote after listening to some old tunes on a country radio station. These old country songs, I never paid them no mind. They were written about someone else at some other time. I sit in my kitchen as this old song comes on. Something about holding on to a love that has gone. These old country songs, I never paid them no mind. They're a little bit corny, simple and rhyme. We play them in small bars where folks dance cheek to cheek. But I never thought they could be written about me. These old country songs have lasted through time. 3 chords and the simple truth. The story's told in 12 lines. The melody, it's simple as the steel guitar cries. And those are my teardrops falling in my glass of wine. These old country songs, I never paid them no mind. They were written about someone else in some other time. The melody is simple as the steel guitar cries. And those are my teardrops falling in my glass of wine. Yes, those are my teardrops falling in my glass of wine. Oh, yeah, it's not when you wave at us. That's good. I can see it. I don't have my headphones. But yeah, thanks for that one. Thank you. Actually, this has been a live music weekend for me. Yesterday, I did. I played live the Hastings-on-Hudson Music Fair. We played in people's backyards, and then we did a little open mic in the middle of town there. They closed off what they call Main Street, and I had written this song after I got to see Jimmy Webb perform at a club. Anyway, I came home and I said, boy, I'd like to write a song about a place. That would be really fun. But I live in a town called Hastings-on-Hudson, and it's not really rhymable. Excuse me. So instead, I came up with this one and called it Rivertown. And I got to play it last night right in the middle of Hastings-on-Hudson. So it was kind of a nice night as the sun was setting. This one's called Rivertown. The winds are howling down the Hudson tonight. A freight train is heading due north. The stars lay a blanket of light on this town. Life, it goes on and goes on. The lights in the windows burn holes in the night, and each with a story to tell. And behind these locked doors, the world spins around. Life, it goes on and goes on. I walk up the steps from the station tonight, the concrete worn down by the years of toil and heartache, hopes and dreams that have traveled up and down through here. It's the echo of those footsteps I hear. On Main Street, the sidewalks are quiet by 10. A few drinks and small talk at the bar. I go home alone, I check the news in the car. Life, it goes on and goes on. In the distance, the bridges string diamonds through space. The houses look out and beyond. On our bedroom pillows, sweet dreams float in. It reminds me how lucky we are. The life, it goes on and goes on. how science can measure but cannot explain how the simple could be so complex. Oh, but I guess it don't matter if I figure it out. Life never lets on what's next. There's a kid from the high school, he's now walking the beat, and it feels like a change of the guard. Oh, the highway winds down to this quiet river town. Life, it goes on and goes on. Yeah, life, it goes on and goes on. Town. Thank you so much. This is really fun being here, and actually a little nervous, but it's okay. You know, we all had a lot of time off last year, and boy, we thought we'd all be writing lots of songs, and instead I was kind of in a daze like most of us. And the folks out at Outpost in the Burbs were doing a series called Songs to Get Us Through, and asked if I wanted to contribute or write something. And I was like, oh, I don't want to write about the pandemic. I think everyone else is going to do that. But I kind of thought about it, and a couple lines spilled out. And I wasn't sure till I heard, you know, it was the anniversary of Kent State last year. And, you know, I heard Ohio again by Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, mostly Young, but still. And I just realized they were just expressing anger. And I was like, well, I guess I could express some fear. So anyway, this one's called Afraid of It All. And thank you very much, everybody. Rod, Olesko, Christine, Greg and Brandon. I remembered everyone's name. That's amazing. Okay, it must be that stuff I'm taking. This is called Afraid of It All. It was 2020, yeah, we couldn't see what was coming at us, straight for you and me. Stuck in our houses, bouncing off the walls, afraid to go out, I'm afraid of it all. Washington is useless, it's every man for himself. Good luck at the grocers, good luck with the empty shelves. The world has changed forever. Commuter rails stall. I'm afraid to go out. I'm afraid of it all. But the air is sweeter than ever. And that's the bitter irony. The sadness hangs above us, where heaven used to be. A thin rope with no safety net. My refined sense of denial hasn't given up yet, but there's comfort in our friendships. Our love will stand tall. I'm afraid to go. I'm afraid of it all. Afraid to go. Afraid of it all. Afraid of it all. Afraid of it all. Thank you.
let's see. That was the wonderful Steve Addabbo, and I think of him not just as a songwriter and a producer and all that stuff. I think of him as a member of Eric Anderson's backup band. How's that for something different?
Oh yeah.
He's done a lot of that recently, haven't you, Steve?
Yeah, and we're working on a tribute record for him too. So it's there's more to come. It never ends with Eric, thank God, and I hope it never does. You know.
I met him. He was in his 20s.
Wow.
Sweet
Damn.
guy.
Yeah, well, I've been working with him since about '88. You know, so we did the Ghost Upon the Road record, and then started playing live. We did a tour of Japan, just the two of us. That was so much fun.
Oh, I bet it was.
Yeah,
He's a
1990.
character to be around, isn't he?
Oh yeah, no, it was always interesting. You know, he has a lot more guts than I do. I'll tell you that.
Well, thank you, Steve Addabbo. And
Nice
now-
to see you, Sonny.
Same. And now moving on to our next performer. This is rather interesting. Here's a woman who, you know, there are so many singer-songwriters coming up through the ranks. They just keep coming and coming and coming. But every once in a while, somebody kind of stands out a little bit. And here's a woman who has stood out. She started out in Baltimore and ended up, now she's based out of Nashville. And I think one of the things that certainly makes her different than most of the other performers, she was a Shakespearean actress. How many folk singers can say that, you know? That's kind of different. And she has a brand new CD out. It's called There Used to Be Horses Here. And I'm hoping we might hear something from that CD from her. Please welcome Amy Speace.
Thank you so much. Yay! Thanks, Christine. Sonny, it's awesome to see you and everybody else. It's I feel so honored to be amongst this amazing group of folk singers. I do have a new record out. It came out last month, and I'll sing the title track for you, which is kind of my version of Paved Paradise mixed with a farewell song to my father, who passed in October 2019. There used to be horses here, where the grass was left to grow wild, behind the white picket fence that seemed to go on for a mile. There used to be horses here, on the way up Yellow Springs Road, beautiful amber maze, with the sun gleaming off of their coats. And I wanted to see them that day in October, running fast up the hill to the sky. I wanted to see them in perfect formation one more time, one more time. There used to be horses here when Dad has There used to be horses here. My father knew the owner from church. They've torn down the old brick house. Now there's just a big hole in the earth. And I wanted to see them that day in October, running fast up the hill to the sky. I wanted to see them in perfect formation one more time, one more time. There used to be horses here when Dad had his house in the trees, wherever they took them. Well, I hope it's a place they run free. And I wanted to see them that day in October, running fast up the hill to the sky. I wanted to see them in perfect formation one more time. And to see him so I could remember the faded blue of his eyes. I wanted to see him fly off to forever one more time, one more time, one more time, one more time. There used to be horses here. One more time. There used to be horses here. Thank you, guys. Thank you. So this new record, it's called There Used to Be Horses Here, and I wrote all the songs in the year between my son's first birthday and my dad's passing. I had my son Huckleberry when I was 50 years old, so when I had him, I knew that my parents wouldn't be around for his entire life, and I was sort of writing a lot about, wrestling with time. And then when my father passed, it was wrestling with time and grief. But just so you don't think it's like a sad summer record, it's actually a super hopeful driving record. It's got a lot of beat. Anyway, I'm going to sing you an old song. Well, not so old, but old as in 2014. That feels old, right? I went out to hear live music in Nashville yesterday, and it felt like I had gone to sleep and woken up in 2020. So here we go. Let me get that. This is a song I wrote with my dear friend, Robbie Hecht. I kind of like to think of it as a combination of The Owl and the Pussycat Went to Sea and a good old-fashioned mythological breakup song. Let me pull that up. Said the sea to the shore when the evening tide came in, I am here to tell you tales of where I've been. Into shells I whispered my love songs in secret rhyme, and left them at your door for you to find. Tempered the force of my waves when your gods would roar, and took care of the ships full of men that you sent off to war. And I've longed for you for so long, said the sea to the shore. Said the shore to the sea, you left me here too long. I was promised to the moon while you were gone. He waited until the brightest night to demand my hand under his fullest light, and promised he'd always stay and watch over me. Oh, why did you wait till now, said the shore to the sea. Said the sea to the shore, I swore that I'd return. Yes, and here I am with all that I have learned. I can hold you now with arms of foam and spray, touching you at the coming of dusk and the breaking of day, smoothing out the folds on every stone. Said the sea to the shore, don't leave me here. Said the shore to the sea, you said all these things before, and I tell you I can't hear them anymore. Oh, there was a time once I'd have given in. I hear your savage whitecaps rolling in. Your troughs would come up slow beneath my chin, and your mist would kiss me softly on my skin, leaving salty trails where you had been, and my legs would give out in your undertow. Oh, but see, that was a long, long time ago. So the sea took one last look and turned away, and the shore was more than strong enough to stay, and castles melted back unto the sand, driftwood drifted up unto the land, rocks rose up proud and shiny skin, and shells began their gossiping again. Thank you, guys. All right. So I get to go back out on the road, which I'm really excited about. I've got a couple shows in July, City Winery in New York City, Ram's Head in Annapolis, and then August I'll be at City Winery in Nashville, and then Mountain Stage. And I don't have my road legs, so I got to get them back. I got to remember how to stay in a cheap motel. I've been home for so long. We all have. I ended up, my last time I performed was in London, actually, when I was performing this song before everything shut down. So I want to share with you the song, mostly because I have like a sea of touring singer-songwriters in front of me. And so this is a song I kind of wrote for our tribe, and it's called Me and the Ghost of Charlemagne. So thank you so much for having me. I love all of you in my little Hollywood squares. On the western edge of Germany, where the emperor lived and died, the tower bells cut through the quiet of the early evening sky. They say his body's buried here, and I could see the bones, but I've had enough of castles. They're just cold and made of stone, and I'm out here on my own, trying to keep this thing on track. And every day I quit this job, by night I take it back. But I've got a few more minutes in this tiny room off stage before it's me and the ghost of Charlemagne. Then I'll sneak out through the back after the after party starts. I'll be too tired after 2 sets to be safe near any bar, and all these surface conversations in a language not my own reminds me how far away I am from any home. Although tonight out there I felt close to the flame, by morning I'll be hauling luggage through the rain. Though it's rental cars and chain motels, cafes with clever names, some nights it's me and the ghost of Charlemagne. We all want to leave behind a thing that says that we were here before we die. Something more than just a castle in the air. So we dare. I know the moment when the dreamer meets the dream and it's a lie. After years of climbing up, I see it's just the same damn sky. And the clouds that kings have pondered, yeah, they look a lot like mine. We dream because we know that we're running out of time. And we're carpenters hammering at nails, building arcs, chasing after whales, tilting at windmills, hunting a grail. But these little rhymes and relics, may they live beyond my name, 'cause in the end they're all that will remain of me and the ghost of Charlemagne. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Wow, I am so glad you sang that song. That was from your previous album, Me and the Ghost of Charlemagne. And I just want to echo what you said about your new album. It is not a sad, depressing album. It is an album of hope and just what we needed after as we come out of this pandemic. You really wrote some incredible songs there, and it's going to be good to see you back on the road. I see July 17th, which is a Saturday. You're going to be at the Ram's Head in Annapolis. Yeah. Sunday, July 18th, you're coming up to my neck of the woods, the City Winery in New York. And Sunday, August 15th, City Winery in Nashville. Are you looking forward to getting back on the road?
Oh my goodness, I cannot wait. I've been playing to Hollywood Squares for so long that I can't wait to see people. It's such a different, it's our calling, and that we haven't been able to do it for what now, 14, 15, 16 months. So well, I can't wait. I
want to thank you for doing all the online shows that you've been doing and keeping us connected and continuing to write some great songs. Thank you for being with us tonight, Amy.
Thanks for spinning me, Ron. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Amy Speace, amyspeace.com. If you haven't checked out her website, I urge you to do so. I thought there's one thing about these virtual festivals. I got to tell you, just between you and me, I'm enjoying this. I like going outdoors, but there's no mosquitoes. There's no lines to get beer, I'll tell you that much. And, but no, true. Honestly, we do miss being with everybody. And hopefully as we come out of this pandemic, things are looking brighter for all of us. If you enjoy this festival, though, we have plans to continue going every month. And it's a free event, as you all know, but it's something that you can support. If you're able to, we urge you to put a few bucks into the tip jar. I'm sure right now, if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, you'll see a link which you can connect to, or you can just go to the website, Greenwich Village Folk Festival.org. It's a 501c3, and make a donation and help support all these wonderful artists who've had an incredibly difficult, 15 months now, just about, since this pandemic began. And things are slowly coming back to normal, but all the money raised helps to go to them and helps to keep this event going, which we hope to bring you every first Sunday of the month. We'll be here on 4th of July. There's going to be some fireworks, I guarantee you. Well, our next artist is someone who I imagine would love to forget 2020. He had a very difficult time, and early on during the pandemic, he contracted COVID-19, and he had a very difficult time with it, a long recovery. And then on top of that, he ruptured a tendon on his right bicep that required surgery, a couple of weeks in a cast, a month in a brace, and then many months of physical therapy and recuperation before he could even pick up a guitar and play it for extended periods. He is one of the nicest people you'll ever meet in folk music. And he is someone that I'm sure most of you know, a founding member of Brother's Son. But I first remember him, it's almost 20 years ago. I was at a music conference, walking the halls late one night, and this guy comes up to me with a little CD in his hand and very almost apologetic. Says, "I wonder if you'd mind listening to this." And when I heard it after I got home, I was just blown away. And since then, I've become a wonderful fan and a good friend as well. As Rob Carlson once said, he has the best hair in folk music. And he is also one of the finest songwriters, musicians, and performers. Please welcome, it's so good to have him back, Pat Wictor.
Thank you so much, Ron. Thank you so much. It's great to be here. I'm going to play a few that I've written since the pandemic started, I guess. The devil you know, he's a regular guy. Well, could he be the devil when he meets you on your level and he looks you straight in the eye? Says you got nothing to hide. The devil you know, he's a one-man show. Knows your every fear, says what you want to hear, that anger is a good that grows, gives you new friends and foes. With the devil's touch, the little changes start to show. Don't you ever notice that faint orange glow from the fires below, creeping in your soul? We're all going down to the crossroads. Now, it's not a folk festival without a little bit of singing along, so that's the bit that I want you all to sing with. Ready? Here it comes. 1, 2, 3, we're all going down to the crossroads. Yes, we are. We're all going down to the crossroads. Don't you get burned, there's still time to turn from the devil you know. The devil you know, his fine print is the finest. Hold on to your wallet, 'cause the numbers are falling and it's all coming up a big minus, sneaking up behind us. The devil you know, the game that he's playing, he's a man of his word, long as you haven't heard most of what he's been saying. The predator always praying. Can't you feel the beads of sweat pouring off your brow? Like the tears of your better angels now, praying so hard for you to turn around. We're all going down to the crossroads. We're all going down to the crossroads. Don't you get burned, there's still time to turn from the devil you know. The devil you know tells a real good story about us and them, and remember when, all for the greater glory, all the points he's scoring. The devil you know wants to take up your time, Well, he ain't the first, the last, or the worst of the devils of his kind. So don't you pay him no mind. With the devil's touch, the little changes start to show. Don't you ever notice that faint orange glow from the fires below, creeping in your soul? We're all going down to the crossroads, we surely are. We're all going down to the crossroads. Don't you get burned, there's still time to turn from the devil. Well, he feels like a friend, and that's why you bend towards the devil. Don't you get burned, there's still time to turn from the devil you know.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes. Unfortunately, all the time that I spent being disabled, ill, and injured in the last year meant that I was following the news more closely than I probably should have. And so some of these songs are inspired by that. This is a very strange time because we're in this never world that's between pandemic and not pandemic, and we're all kind of slowly finding our way out of it. And what we're finding, I think, is the world on the other side of the pandemic is still going to have a lot of things that need to be fixed. And one of them is the fact, of course, that we're just awash in falsehoods and false information that many of our fellow citizens are eager to hear. And so they give life to those things. And so these next couple songs are addressing that. This is called Information War. Here comes the bullhorn, all that yelling. I ain't buying what they're selling. They want you to believe the truth don't matter anymore. It's just the latest propaganda in the information war. Which way is up? It's hard to know. Why should I trust the one who lies the most? They say we need a strong man to steer the ship to shore. It's just the latest propaganda in the information war. What about the truth? Let the record show. Someone stood for right, and history will know. We tried to set the stage to end the dark age of the information war. Fearful minds ready to receive. Say it enough times and people will believe. Even then when they know it isn't true, they still cheer for more. It's just the latest propaganda in the information war. What about the truth? Let the record show someone stood for right, and history will know. We tried to set the stage to end the dark age of the information war. No sword, no shield, but we have to fight. Be brave, take heart, keep looking for the light. And if you see a cloud of smoke that hides the sun outside your door, it's just the latest propaganda in the information war. It's just the latest propaganda in the information war. It's just the latest propaganda in the information war.
Wow. Wow.
Feel like I should do a Pete Townsend thing at the end of that. So. Well, and I suppose really, I suppose we're all sort of in this problem together. That even those of us who feel like we're trying to get at what's accurate and what's true and what's not simply mythology or propaganda or falsehood, we all have things that we would rather be true than not. We all have things that are also uncomfortable truths that we'd rather not look at. And so that's part of what this next song addresses. This is called What If? Thank you all so much for listening. It's just terrific to be part of this lineup tonight and to be making music with all these wonderful folks and to be rubbing shoulders virtually with all of you. And all of you who are listening tonight, thank you all for tuning in. We really appreciate it. What if the truth is too bitter to take? If the story is all fake, but it makes me feel okay, does it matter anyway? What if a lie holds the sun up in my sky? I look myself right in the eye and say I'm doing fine. long as the world falls into line. What if the story I tell myself is all wrong? What if it's me and I can only sing one song? One song. What if I see only what causes me no shame, and the rest I hope will stay excluded from the frame? Can I bear to take some blame? What if the story I tell myself is all wrong? What if it's me and I can only sing one song? What if the story I tell myself is all wrong? What if it's me and I can only sing one song? One song. One song. Thank you all so much.
All right. That was the wonderful Pat Wictor, whom I met at the New Bedford Folk Festival several years ago, and he was doing an amazing set. He was in the Phil Ochs workshop, which surprised me. I didn't put it together. Helene Korolenko did, and he did a wonderful job on Phil's song, That's the Way It's Gonna Be, and that's how I first met him. And then a couple of years later, I have to laugh because Ron referred to his gorgeous red hair. We were in Rhode Island, and he happened to be on the stage at the same time as John Flynn. And my daughter came out, and she was co-emceeing, and she said, "Look at this, we've just seen a Breck commercial."
John has great hair, too. It's true.
Yeah, the two of you together, well, what a combination that was. So I hope you're feeling better now, Pat.
I am. I really did spend most of 2020 rehabbing this arm, and it really wasn't until early this year that I started being able to play the guitar the way I'm, accustomed to. I just have to say that, I sing, I write songs, I do lots of other things musically, but not being able to play the guitar, that was probably one of the bigger losses I've experienced
It was
in my
heartbreaking
life.
to see you where you could only play up to 10 minutes at a time, and then you had to stop. Oh, my heart went out to you. But
Well,
now
those
you're,
were very focused 10 minutes, let me tell you that.
I'll bet. But now you're getting back to reality,
Yeah.
and I hope things will keep moving in the right direction for you. I love you, Pat Wictor.
I love you too, Sonny. It's so great to see you.
Likewise. And now we're going to bring on, oh boy, I can't believe how long I've known these people. They've been playing together as a duo for 20 years, but that's young. I remember meeting Pat Humphreys at the People's Music Network, I think probably around 1983, 84. And this was before she'd written some of her great songs. And I remember seeing her at the Old Songs Festival, and she came up to me and said, "I just wrote a new song I want you to hear." And the song was Swimming to the Other Side. What a great song. And then one of her songs in 1995 was the was sung at the 4th UN World Conference on Women in Beijing. I mean, she's been heard all over the world, Pat Humphries, and what a hell of a songwriter she is. She's absolutely amazing. And Emma's Revolution was the first winner of the Phil Ochs Award, which we started about 5 years ago. And that award goes to a performer who's not only just talking the talk, but walking the walk. Pat is an amazing activist, writes powerful songs about social justice. And Sandy, her partner, what incredible harmonies, and she also writes. So please, let's give a big hand here to Emma's Revolution.
Thank you so much, Sonny. It's so sweet to be with you all, and we just want to continue the Love Fest. Lovely to see you folks. So much love to Pat Wictor. So glad you're back playing your beautiful songs.
So, we went online as soon as we could when we found out that we were not going to be able to work live, and needed to write songs because stuff was going on, even though we were all sitting at home. So we wrote this song after George Floyd was killed, and we were, staying at home like a lot of folks were, but we were doing a lot of activism online. So this is a song that we kind of sent out there into the ether for folks to use in all the different ways that they were pushing back against white supremacy. So
you can sing it with us.
Our people gonna rise. Our people gonna rise. Listen to our cries through the pain and lies. Our people gonna rise. Our people gonna sing.
Our people gonna sing.
Our people gonna sing. In spite of everything, hear our freedom ring. Our people gonna sing. Our people gonna fight.
Our people gonna fight.
Our people gonna fight for what we know is right. We're marching to the night. Our people gonna fight. Our people gonna grieve.
Our people gonna grieve.
Our people gonna grieve. Whatever you believe, we have the right to breathe. Our people gonna grieve. Our people gonna pray.
Our people gonna pray.
Our people gonna pray. Take our rights away. See you on election day. Our people gonna pray. Our people gonna rise.
Our people gonna rise.
Our people gonna rise. Listen to our cries through the pain and lies. Our people gonna rise.
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 Thank you so much.
And, a project that's been really important to me for a long time is the Hudson River Sloop Clearwater. I learned about it when I was a kid, growing up in the Cuyahoga Valley near, in Northeast Ohio, where I grew up. And Pete actually came to the Cleveland area to talk about this project. And it was one of the first exposures that I had, I think, to his activism really making a difference in the world. And so eventually, years later, I got involved in the festival. I went and worked on the boat, both in keeping the boat afloat and also when they were sailing, doing their education program. So when we were asked to sing at this year's virtual festival, I really felt like I wanted to write a love song to the Hudson and a love song to the boat and to Pete and the project that still exists and needs our support. So this is called Clearwater Tune. Water carry me down, rock me in your arms, sail me on by the river towns, take me with the wind, guided by the moon, sing to me a sweet clear water tune. In winter she's safe beneath her shed, where work parties gather to fix her toad ahead. They clean her bow to stern and down below. Soon she will be ready with the melting ice and snow. Water, carry me down, rock me in your arms, sail me on by the river towns, take me with the wind, guided by the moon, sing to me sweet clear water tune. Swans return as the ice recedes, beckoning the blossoms, awakening the seeds, bending on the sails we're nearly through. Springtime we push off the dock and sail downstream to you. Water, carry me down, rock me in your arms, sail me on by the river towns, take me with the wind, guided by the moon, sing to me sweet clear water tune. Through the osprey's eyes, navigating the skies, water flows from mountain to the sea. Though I live miles away, I can always say our Hudson River sloop still calls to me. She lives Pete Seeger's dream each time she sails, inspiring folks with songs, enchanting them with tales. Ancient water touches all our lives. Keep our water sacred and we will all survive. Water, carry me down, rock me in your arms, sail me on by the river towns, take me with the wind, guided by the moon, sing to me sweet clear water. Water, carry me down, rock me in your arms, sail me on by the river towns, take me with the wind, guided by the moon, sing to me a sweet clear water tune. Sing to me a sweet clear water tune.
Thank you all. So we want to finish up. Before we finish up, let me say that a It's a very tight squeeze here. Got to get that guitar over there. The Clearwater Folk Festival is going to be online this year on Saturday, June 19th. So we hope folks will come and join us for that. There's an amazing group of artists performing. And just for upcoming gigs that we have, we're singing all this week. We're hosting the Daily Antidote of Song. If folks have been there, it's every day at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. You can find it on our website, and we've got wonderful performers coming to join us. Guy Davis, Peggy Seeger, Lydia Violet, Melanie DeMore, more people. And we have a concert at the end of this month with none other than the wonderful Chris Matthews, who's here on the festival with us. It's going to be a trio in the round kind of concert with us, Chris Matthews and Gina Forsyth. So it's a pride concert, and everyone is welcome. We want to finish up with this song, which is one of the last ones we wrote for a live in-person demo before everything got shut down. And we were on the East Coast and got an email from Holly Neer saying that Jane Fonda is looking for performers to sing at the Fire Drill Fridays, which were her weekly demonstrations in support of the young climate activists and to take action on climate. So as we're sitting and singing to you from Woodland in the Sacramento Valley, where it was 90 degrees today, it was similarly 90 degrees in New York. So y'all are getting some extra heat, and that's just no mistake. That is what's going on with climate change. So there's part for you to sing in this song.
Oh, and I wanted, incidentally, happy birthday, Holly Neer.
Yeah. And when we put out the video for the song, we focused not just on putting out the fire of climate change, but putting out the fire of white supremacy. So sing with us that
and the
phrase.
Pandemic and all that's going on at the border. There's so many things that we need to look at and take care of as we're thinking about opening up now.
So thanks again to Ron and Ray and Greg and Brandon and the whole team for having us on. And Sonny Ochs.
And to Rod MacDonald.
Yeah, did I say Ron?
Thanks so much for reaching out. You said Ron last time.
said Ron. Oh, and Ron MacDonald, who gave me my first ever gig decades ago. We can talk about that later. Here we go. Put out the fire.
Back
Here's your part.
Put out the fire. Put out the fire. Put out the fire. Our house is on fire. Put out the fire. Put out the fire. Put out the fire. Our house is on fire.
We love you. We hear you. We commit to change our ways, not later, but sooner. Right now, for your future. Youth can't wait.
Put out the fire.
Women can't wait.
Put out the fire.
Planet can't wait.
Put out the fire. Our house is on fire.
For our children.
Put out the fire.
And their children.
Put out the fire.
And their children.
Put out the fire. Our house is on fire.
For songbirds. For clean air, for the oceans and the bays, not later, but sooner, right now, for our future. Melting glaciers,
put out the fire.
Rising seas,
put out the fire.
Bleaching coal,
put out the fire. Our house is on fire.
Shrinking shorelines.
Put out the fire.
Sinking islands.
Put out the fire.
Growing dry lands.
Put out the fire. Our house is on fire.
Let bees live and let trees grow. Let the snow fall where it may. Not later, but sooner. Right now. For the future, right now. For the future, right now. We are here to put out the fire. This is how we put out the fire. Time is now. We put out the fire. Our house is on fire.
Yeah.
Wow.
Great.
Thanks so much for having us.
You, Sandy and Pat. Emma's Revolution. I just got to say personally, I want to thank you for all the work you've done during this pandemic, all the online stuff and releasing songs. As you probably know, I run a 24/7 internet channel, and our audience just exploded during the pandemic. And it was people wanting songs like you're singing, songs about issues. It really brought everybody together, and you not only entertain us, but you give us something to think about, and that's what's so important. So we'll look forward to seeing you in person one of these days. I hope this ends soon.
And please let us thank you on behalf of every artist for what you've done and creating the 24/7 channel and bringing people on to do concerts and mini concerts. And your support makes all the difference. And we certainly look forward to seeing you in person. Absolutely.
Thank you so much. And for giving me something to play 24 hours. I appreciate that. And this revolution. Well, I hope everybody out there is enjoying this as much as I am. This is always, every month, I look forward to this so much because it's really such a cross-section of our wonderful folk community. And again, we ask if you're able to, please help support this. You can go to the Greenwich Village Folk Festival.org website. You'll see a link where you can make your donation. And if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, even if you're watching it in the archive, you'll still probably see links up here. Help this out. Help out all these artists. The money that's raised here goes to help support these artists, helps to keep this going every month. And I think this is going to be an incredible archive of wonderful shows since we started back in 2020. And by the way, you can catch these shows on archive going to YouTube. Just look up Greenwich Village Folk Festival. And if you missed any of the shows, you can catch up, and you're going to love it as much as I am. Well, speaking of love, I also do a show on WFDU. I've been hosting a show called Traditions on WFDU in Teaneck, New Jersey since 1980. And just the other day, I was looking over the database, artists who I've played frequently, and I was blown away by the number of times I've played this next artist. And it's because he comes up with songs on just about any subject that I need a song for. He writes some wonderful story songs and songs that touch so many emotions, some compelling observations on stories of everyday life and everyday heroes. And of course, he's won numerous awards for his songwriting craft, including top honors at festivals such as Falcon Ridge and Kerrville. But he's also a teacher, and he shares his gift with others. He works tirelessly, giving others opportunities to hone their own songwriting abilities. He's the executive director of Summer Songs. He inherited that mantle to carry on the work of its creator, the late Penny Nichols. He also teaches singing, songwriting, and performance at many different gatherings, including the Augusta Heritage Workshops, Common Ground on the Hill, the Swannanoa Gathering, and so much more. And he's also the founder of the Cape Cod Songwriters Retreat. And yet, he still manages to find time to write, perform his own outstanding songs. And I'm just overjoyed that he has taken the time to share with us tonight just a tiny segment of the great songs he's written. Please welcome David Roth.
Yay!
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much, Ron. I could have heard you talk all night, I swear. Thank you so much. And how great to hear my predecessors and my postcessors. This is just a sterling lineup, and I'm truly honored to be with you. So I was going to do older songs, but I'm inspired by everybody talking about what they've written during the pandemic. And this is one I wrote right around election time last year, and I don't mind singing it again. It's always good practice. He's a regular Joe in an irregular time. And isn't it time for a new paradigm? People say what they say, people go where they go, but at the end of the day, he's still a regular Joe. He's a regular guy in an irregular game. Maybe just what we need instead of more of the same. People think what they think, people know what they know, but at the end of the day, he's still a regular Joe. Our differences are understood, but regular sounds really good. Our differences are understood, but regular sounds really good. Just a regular Joe, a lot like me and you. Time to take a deep breath. After all we've been through, opportunity knocks, and this I know, I could use a big cup of regular Joe. Really big cup of regular Joe. Now, if you're reading anything into what that song was about, you're right. So one election cycle ago, the Regular Joe song was written during the 2020 election cycle. This was written right after the 2016 election cycle with my friends Karen Drucker and J.D. Martin. For the last 4 years, Guadalupe checked in to the Phoenix office of immigration. Both of her kids, U.S. born. But everything changed the day they took her away. In the home of the brave, in the land of the free, we are immigrants and pilgrims and refugees from every nation, one family. When you come for Guadalupe, you come for me. For the last 2 years, Kamal made his rounds. Interfaith Medical Center in New York City. He went to Sudan to visit his mom. But everything changed, he couldn't come back, he was stranded. In the home of the brave, in the land of the free, we are immigrants and pilgrims and refugees from every nation, one family. When you come for Kamal, you come for me. Give me your time, your poor and your money. This is America, built by dreamers, yearning to breathe free. If I had to leave my country, what would I do? If the way I dressed was a trigger for you, if I'm not welcome here, where would I go? Could I sail away on an unknown ocean of hope? In the home of the brave, in this land of the free, we are immigrants and pilgrims and refugees from every nation, one family. When you come for Guadalupe, for Kamal, when you come for my neighbor, you come for me. Thank you. Little brain fart on the bridge there, but you get the idea. And Ron was kind enough to mention Summer Songs, the songwriting camp that I've been part of for 23 years. And if you ever take a songwriting class with me to teach that which cannot be taught, because it's such a personal and different process, as you've so beautifully seen tonight, the first 3 words you will ever hear me say if you walk into my classroom are, "Welcome, fellow stumblers." And then we create a level playing field for everybody to feel respected. And let's face it, some people have more time for creativity in their lives than others. I'm just looking forward to singing standing up. It's been about 14 months, and my first live engagement will be the 4th of July. If you're not watching the Greenwich Village Folk Festival with many more of my friends and people I respect and admire, come to the Crow's Feet Farm, which is a cooperative, sustainable farming community in Kensington, New Hampshire. Very drivable, you New Englanders, and I'll be playing their 4th of July concert in person, outdoors, and they've graciously entitled their whole season of Sunday concerts, This is the Year for Making Changes, which is after another one of my songs. So I'm very much looking forward to that first appearance, standing up and with my fellow sentient beings. But, you know, I consider Zoom a miracle. That we were able to do this under these circumstances it's miraculous. So plugging things, yeah. I had the good fortune and timing to release a new album last year when I went nowhere on tour with it, but it's my 15th album. It's actually an LP and a CD on Stockfish Records in Germany. I've recorded 4 of my 15 projects for them, and they've made a beautiful double album. There's 3 songs per side. They do 45 RPMs, which is the maximum saturation point for vinyl. They're total geeky audiophiles over there, and they do beautiful jobs. So you can find this and me at davidrothmusic.com. I think that's my big thing, except to say that if you want to get outside in a big way, I've got 3 spots left on my annual river rafting trip in remote Idaho at the end of August. It's a 6-day rafting trip. We do 75 miles on the Salmon River, and it is social distancing on steroids. It's the most beautiful experience you could hope for. 6 guides make 3 meals a day. We sing around the campfire every night. So I want to close this set with my thanks again, and I'm looking at Sonny Ochs on my screen. On October 23rd of 2010, I remember this date because it would have been my father's 100th birthday. It was October 23rd, 2010. He had long since passed. But we had a Phil Ochs night at the big Unitarian Church in Cambridge, Massachusetts, where another fine folk singer, Fred Small, was the pastor at that time. And I sang one of Phil's songs. I think, trying to remember which one it was, but I've done many of them over the years. But in honor of my father, I sang this song. It's about my family, my father's nightclub in Chicago, and reminds me in my pursuit of the next song that personal is very political too. And this is a song about my family, and I dedicate it to my 95-year-old mom, Gloria, who's still hanging in there, but her thread is getting thinner every week out in Los Angeles. So this is for you, Mom, my beautiful big band singer. So many odd years ago when I was 3, my sister, a couple years older than me, we'd get to go down to the old Shapery on the north side of downtown Chicago. My dad worked the door with a wide open hand, tuxedoed and tailored, a most handsome man. My mother auditioned to sing with the band, the most beautiful girl in the room. All the performers who came there to play, Sinatra and Bennett and young Mel Torme. They'd hang from the rafters, my father would say, on those magical nights at the Shea. One evening that winter, my sister and me, all dressed up and bow-tied and cute as could be, found ourselves leaning on opposite knees of a man with a rather large nose. A smelly cigar in the one hand he held, a signature hat made of floppy gray felt. He scooped us both up in his arms as he knelt, and he tickled me right through my suit. All the performers who came there to play, Jimmy Durante and young Danny Kaye, they'd hang from the rafters, my father would say, on those magical nights at the Shea. So there on Mom's dresser a photograph sits of Durante and Debbie and David as kids. Before life got tricky, good God, how it did. And we scattered like leaves in the wind. Dad stayed in Chicago, Mom moved to LA. Now Deborah's in Providence, and I'm day to day. Memories and miles seem so far away from those innocent nights at the Shea. So here's to the family, God bless everyone. Though the memories and moments were not always fun, somehow we survived them and learned to move on, forgiving what nobody knew. All the performers who came there to play, Sophie Tucker, Nat King Cole, Maurice Chevalier, and struggling young families finding their way from those magical nights, those innocent nights, those magical nights at the Shea.
David.
Oh, beautiful.
That was mean to do that to me. Now I'm in tears. How can I MC when you've got me in tears? Tears of just wonder that you're such a beautiful person, and I've known you so long. And I guess the story we share the best is the story of my cat. The time you came to visit, who left you a present. Not a good one. But we're going to have to get that story straightened out. Anyhow, how are you, my friend?
Never better for seeing you all, and feeling connected again under the circumstances. So doing
Good.
just fine. Yeah.
I'm so glad to hear that. And keep it up. I love you.
I love you too.
And now on to somebody that I have just admired so much. I met her at one of the Folk Alliance conferences. Might have been Northeast Regional. I don't know if it was Folk Alliance International. but her name is Chris Matthews, and she is absolutely amazing. She started out around the year 2010, and she writes compassionate dissent, I guess is what they call it, songs of social justice, and her songs are all fueled by hope. She's got such a positive attitude, and what a voice, and her lyrics are just amazing. And she keeps putting out these, I love this, instead of waiting for a whole LP or a CD, whatever they're using these days, she'll do EPs. She'll do like 4 songs at a time because she needs to get them out there because they're so important. And she's absolutely right. And I love every time I get one of her EPs. So please, what a wonderful person. I don't know if you've seen Chris before, but if you haven't, after tonight, she will be on your list of people you really have to follow. Please welcome Chris Matthews.
Thank you so much, Sonny. That's so kind. I really appreciate that. Well, hello, everybody. It's such an honor to be here with you tonight with so many folks I admire and respect so much. What an awesome night of music. And it's officially Pride Month, so I had to break out my Pride bow tie just for you. And I'm going to dive right in with a song off of my new album, Changemakers. This song is called Prodigal Son. And it was so cool to get a chance to record this with Kathy Fink and Marcy Marksher, and just, oh man, it's so fun. So this is my coming out song for all of those kids who are worried that coming out may not have such a happy ending. This song is for you. This is Prodigal Son.
In a town way down in Tennessee, he lives a teenage boy who's got a secret buried deep. He loves his mama like a good son ought to do. Loves his sister, loves his daddy, Lord. He loves his Bible too. He's been tossing, turning, losing sleep, his bloodshot eyes red from worrying, so afraid that they might see. Little angel with the worried eyes, you've got to realize only the truth will set you free. You are not broken, damaged, or confused. Don't let the hypocrites make you feel wrong for being you. It's such a heavy cross to bear for love and peace, but you got all your life to live, so why not live it free? 5 years later and still he's losing sleep in a college town 300 miles from Tennessee. He did the only thing that he could think to do, leave tonight or live and die this way. What would most of us choose? He keeps his family arms length away. He keeps the phone calls and the letters short, so scared what they might say. Little angel with a frightened heart, you've got to finally start accepting all of who you are. You are not broken, damaged, or confused. Don't let the hypocrites make you feel wrong for being you. It's such a heavy cross to bear for love and peace, but you got all your life to live, so why not live it free? In a town way down in Tennessee, he lives a mother sick with worry, wondering why her son can't sleep. He's been growing cold and distant by and by. Something about his voice and eyes tells her mind, don't dare ask why. But in her heart she knows what she should do. A mother always knows, especially when her kids don't want her to. And she
run from us, come on back home. Don't you know it doesn't matter who you love? You are not broken, damaged, or confused, don't let the hypocrites make you feel wrong for being you. It's such a heavy cross to bear for love and peace, but you got all your life to live, so why not live it free? So why not live it free? So why not live it free? Thanks. Thanks very much. Thanks so much. Yeah, you know, Preacher's Kid, sometimes we end up with songs with titles like Prodigal Son. This next one that I want to do for you is a newer one. Well, it's not that it's that new, it's just that it's not released yet. It's Sonny, that's so funny talking about releasing EPs. Yes, I'm very impatient. Very impatient. So sometimes, you know, you just want to get the songs out there. You just don't want to wait. And since, you know, I'm independent, I get to just do what I want, which is nice. This is a song that isn't released yet, but I love it so much. So I'm really excited to get to sing it for you all tonight. This is called When Something Is Missing. And this is one of those songs that's made to be sung in community. The chorus is kind of just an emotive kind of a sound. So if the message of the song resonates with you wherever you are, I hope you'll sing with me. And there's a cool video of me singing this up in New Hampshire before the pandemic. And you can kind of hear the entire room singing this. It's such a good feeling. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back on the road. I've got a little string of shows coming up June 18th through like the 25th. And so if you're in the Northeast, I'm going to be in your neck of the woods. So come on over and find me on Facebook and all that stuff. So hopefully I can get to see you. If you're in New Hampshire, Connecticut, and Massachusetts, I'll be in your neighborhoods. Have you ever needed room to breathe? Just a respite from the noise, some steady ground to find your footing before the riptides of your life pull you underneath. So busy trying to make your mark, you almost let your spark go dark. Second guessing keeps you grasping, it keeps you grasping at straws, but there's no drowning. No drowning when you let yourself pause. When you need to give a little more than what you got left to give. And when something is missing but you don't know what it is, but you can say whoa, 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 yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Coming at you faster now. Before you know it, all your time, all your money, all your luck, all your love seems to run out somehow. So busy staring at that clock, you don't see just what you got. The day-to-day grind keeps you spinning. It keeps you spinning your wheels, and there's no winning. There's no winning a race that isn't real. So when you need to give a little more than what you got left to give, and when something is missing but you don't know what it is, let me hear you say whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. And it's alright, it's okay to say you need a little space. When the hard times almost break you, you need to give yourself some grace. And when almost feels absolute, may these words be your breakthrough. It's not how much you make that makes you is not theirs to steal. So when you need to give a little more than what you've got left to give, and when something is missing but you don't know what it is, when you need a light in the day just to find your way home, you're trying to hold on to something but it's already gone. Let me hear you say whoa, 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 yeah, whoa, whoa, whoa. You can say whoa, 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 whoa. When you need to give a little more than what you got left to give, and when something is missing but you don't know what it is, well, you can say whoa, 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 yeah, whoa, whoa, whoa. Let me hear you say whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, I love singing that song. I cannot wait to get to sing that song in a room with some of you. Man, oh man. Well, I'm going to leave you all with this one. Thank you so much to Rod for having me. And again, it's just so lovely to get to be in community with so many people whose art, whose work I admire so much, whose activism means so much. Thank you all so much for lighting the path. This song I want to leave you with is called Rising Tides. And yeah, it's centered around this Dr. King quote that says, democracy is thin paper transformed into thick action. And I think that is resonating so deeply right now in this moment in which we find ourselves. This is Rising Tides. Better life for his kids and his wife, that's why he works so hard. Night after night, it's not dignified. It barely keeps on the lights. If only he had workers' rights, if only he could organize. There's a gap in between the riches built upon his people's backs and the poverty in which he finds himself entrapped. They say rising tides lift all boats, but where's my brother's helping hand when he needs it most? If we wanna rise as one, if change is ever gonna come, we better transform thin paper into big action. So come alive, brother, come alive. No more barely getting by. I want you to thrive. A single mom with a daughter and a son, that's why she keeps 3 jobs. Works her fingers to the bone, she barely makes enough. But when her daughter grows up, maybe then there'll be equal funds for all the equal work she does. When the ladder of opportunity was built for someone else, it should come as no surprise when women need a little help. They say rising tides lift all boats, but where's my sister's helping hand when she needs it most? If we wanna rise as one, if change is ever gonna come, we better transform thin paper into big action. So come alive, sister, come alive. No more barely getting by. I want you to thrive. Another chance to stand where we should, nation to nation, united for good to protect the earth, the air, the ocean, and woods. If history's taught us anything, it's that we share the same blood. Undervalued, underestimated, standing unafraid family, we've got work to do. Despite the progress we've made, with rising tides lift all boats, we can be that helping hand for those who need it most. If we wanna rise as one, if change is ever gonna come, we better transform the thin paper into big action. So come alive, family, come alive. No more barely getting by. I want you to thrive. I want me come alive. No more barely getting by. I want you to thrive. I want you to thrive, thrive, thrive. Thanks so much, everybody. Stay safe out there.
Matthews. Wow. You know, if I'm just thinking as I was watching you perform, I think you were one of the last shows I saw before the pandemic began, and I hope you're one of the first shows I get to see once this thing ends.
Well, I'm going to be in New Jersey at Morrow Church, if you know where that is. It's in Maplewood, New Jersey, I think.
I will check that out. And I also want all of our listeners to know, I know it's only June yet, but your album Changemakers is way up at the top of my list for album of the year.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. That means so much.
It means so much to me to be able to play these wonderful songs.
Thank you.
Important songs. And Chris, I look forward to seeing you more and more. And by the way, I just want to put in a plug. Folk Music Notebook on Tuesday. You're going to be the guest with Cheryl Prashker.
Yes, that was such a fun chat. I highly recommend that. Yeah. I'm usually like relatively, shy and stuff. I don't really like to talk a lot in between songs and stuff. She did a really good job just cracking the can wide open. So we covered a lot of ground.
Cheryl does a wonderful show. It's called Folk Pod, and it'll be on this Tuesday, June 8th at noon Eastern Time with encore broadcast at 6 p.m. at midnight. So I hope some of our viewers and listeners tonight will check it out. And Chris, we look forward to seeing you again real soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ron.
Thank you for being here. Chris Matthews. Wow, what a night this has been. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who has already made a donation to the Greenwich Village Folk Festival. This is such a wonderful event each month. And all of you are doing your part to help not only support the festival, but support these artists who have had a very difficult year, obviously, not being able to tour. So your donations really do go a long way. If you haven't done so, you can go to greenwichvillagefolkfestival.org. You'll see a little link there for making donations. Or if you're watching right now on Facebook or YouTube, you'll see the link in the chat section. So if you can throw a few bucks the way of this wonderful event and help these performers, you've done a good job. Well, our next performer. Now, anyone who is a folk music or blues aficionado really appreciates the role that the harmonica plays in the traditions. Well, our next artist is an acclaimed master of the diatonic harmonica, and he utilizes the instrument in many other genres as well, including jazz and classical, Middle Eastern country, and more. And not just piano. He is also an incredible pianist, a composer, a band leader, a teacher. And he's a 2-time Grammy Award winner. He works with Bela Fleck and the Flecktones. He's a founding member of the group as well. And he's a much sought-after studio musician. He's worked with a diverse range of artists, everyone from Dolly Parton to Paul Simon to Kenny Loggins, Styx, and so much more. And as a solo artist, he's recorded some wonderful albums, also with his trio and his new band, the Howard Levy Four. He's also put out a classical CD, the Concerto for Diatonic Harmonica and Orchestra. It's the first true concerto composed for diatonic harmonica. Well, I don't know if we're going to hear the concerto tonight because he has a short set, but we are so welcome. We're honored to have this gentleman with us. Please welcome Howard Levy.
On?
I'm one.
Sure. It's a joy to be here and to listen to all these incredibly excellent artists. And, it's funny about singing. I guess I've been singing for much of my life, but usually not in public, not since I was in a rock band in high school. And I started singing a little bit more a few years ago when I wrote a book called Songs, Poems, and Stories, and it had the lyrics of 12 of my songs in it, and these stories and poems. And I put out an audio book, and I realized I'm going to have to sing these things. Holy God. Well, I did. And I'm going to sing the first one for you right now. You know, I grew up in New York City. A lot of my relatives lived in the Village. So I hung out there a lot in my teen years. And then started going to all the clubs on McDougal Street and Bleecker Street and the Fillmore East and all those places, listening to every kind of music I could soak in New York. I've been in Chicago for many years now. And this song that I'm going to sing and play for you is about another city, New Orleans. They call it the cradle of jazz, and there's a reason why. This song is about a legendary jazz musician. What makes him a legend is he never recorded. He was the king of the trumpet in New Orleans in the 1890s and the 1900s. Everybody knew his name. He played all the biggest gigs and led the biggest marching parade bands. But Buddy, he had a bad drinking problem, and it did him in. He spent the last 25 years of his life in a mental institution, playing trumpet to the air. Nobody ever came and visited him, and he died totally alone and forgotten. This is a little song I wrote thinking about him. It's on the second Trio Globo album called Carnival of Souls as an instrumental, because I had not finished writing the lyrics back in 1995. But when they put out a movie about Buddy Bolden, I said, you know, this is the time for me to finish those words. And when I put out my audiobook, it's the time for me to sing those words. Hey, Buddy Bolden, I heard you play in those dreams of yesterday, taking your trumpet to the street, leading the band with your swinging beat. But now you wander like a ghost, far from those places that you love the most. You're the king of the trumpet without your crown, gone and forgotten in your own hometown. And that's why I'm playing the blues for you. Nobody here will ever know the sounds that came from your horn, the way you make the dance hall swing and made the ladies shake their thing. Oh, Mr. Bolden, we'll never know just how, so let the tuba player play it now. Tickle the ivories in your memory. And the clarinet player play a filigree like those wrought iron railings down on Bourbon Street. No jazz band played your funeral. They laid you in a pauper's grave. Nobody knows where your body lays, and it's a mystery till this very day. Buddy Bolden, I thought I heard you play. In those dreams of yesterday. You were the king of the trumpet, but you lost your crown. Gone and forgotten in your own hometown. Thank you very much. Thank you. You know, New Orleans is a place that sort of refreshes my soul every time I go down there. There's just such an incredible music scene now. I don't know, I guess before the pandemic hit, I was there, and just on Frenchman Street alone, there's enough music to last you for a year. It's just crazy. It's like an overdose of great people playing and singing in just about every single storefront and restaurant. It's astounding. It's almost like New York. So my other instrument. The humble harmonica, invented in Germany sometime in the 1820s. It migrated to America, where black bluesmen found it and discovered that instead of what the Germans made it for, it was the world's greatest blues instrument. I first started playing the harmonica when I moved to Chicago. I tried it when I was in New York, but I guess the vibes just weren't right. And as soon as I got here, I was starting to play blues licks, and it just transformed my life. It was the first day of the rest of my life when I bent my first note on the harmonica. I bought my first one at Manny's Music on 48th Street for $2.25. That back in 1898 when I was minus 53. So, but I'm going to bring it back to Germany right now and play a little bit of something by the great German blues musician Johann Sebastian Bach. A little medley of three of his big hits. They didn't come out on Chess Records, but yeah, they're still big hits.
Extraterrestrial.
Oh, it's so nice to see people applauding again. It's been a lonely year. It's last March I got the virus. I was really, really sick, and my wife really saved my life. And then she got it, but not as bad as I had it. So I had to kind of tend to her for a little while. But it took me a while to recover, but I've tried to remain really productive. I put out several albums, a solo piano album that was kind of reflective of the times we were living in. It's called Looking Inward. I never put anything out like that before, and luckily I have this beautiful Steinway here, and I was able to record it. And I put out that vocal album like I told you about, and played on a whole bunch of recording sessions for a lot of people who wanted me to play harmonica and piano and all sorts of other stuff. So I've tried to remain productive and try to be positive and work on things. But all musicians, I mean, performing is our lifeblood, and interacting with audiences, it just gives you something. It's not the same as playing in your dining room for an imaginary audience, but you guys are actually here. I can see you, and I'm very grateful for all of you. Thank you so much for digging what I do. I'm going to play one last one for you. I realize it's an all B program. Buddy Bolton, Bach, Bourré, and Badinerie, and the last one is called Bluegrass on Broadway. It's got two B's in the title. And I named it because I played a gig in New York at Symphony Space with this very far out modern string quartet called Ethel. Some of you might know them. And we collaborated. And also there was a wonderful banjo player, a member of the Osborne family from Hyden, Kentucky, named Dean Osborne. And we played together as well. And, I'm a little partial to banjo players, And he brought me down to Hyden to play at his Bluegrass Academy, this wonderful place. And he was introducing me to people, and he was trying to describe how we met. And he said, "We played bluegrass on Broadway." And I said, "Yeah, we did, didn't we?" And so when I wrote this tune, that's what I called it. And I'm going to take these silly headphones off and try to play it for you on the piano, which is the world's heaviest bluegrass instrument.
Oh my God. Holy crap.
Bravo.
Thank you.
Howard, hello. I am so glad to meet you. I will be honest, I have never heard you before. I've never heard of you, but now you've kind of zoomed up to the very top of my, I have to hear more of this guy list. I can't believe what you've done. But with two great instruments. I mean, you're just amazing. Which is your favorite?
Whatever I'm playing at the time. I've been asked that before.
So you had your answer ready.
Yes.
Well, that's wonderful. I'm so amazed by your ability. You are just, my hat's off to you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It was a joy. I'm so happy that Rod asked me to do this and to interact with all you wonderful people and to feel the vibe coming back at me. I mean, it's really beautiful and I've really missed it. So
before the pandemic, where were most of your gigs? Were you in the South or all over the world or?
All over the world, really. I tour, well, I used to tour more in Europe, but sometimes solo, sometimes doing like clinics at conservatories, and playing in a really crazy trio with a bass clarinet player and an accordion player. That only in Europe do you get to do these things. They're so much fun, you know. And then, you know, touring with Bela and the Flecktones, and we were doing more like maybe two-week tours a year. You know, we did a really big one about 10 years ago, and then we kind of let it rest for a few years, and then did these kind of get-togethers, sometimes double bills, sometimes just us. And then I have my own band in Chicago, and also a duo with this wonderful guitar player named Chris Siebold, who was the house guitarist for Prairie Home Companion for a few years. And we have an album out too called Art Plus Adrenaline.
Are you based out of Chicago now?
Yeah, I live in Chicago in one of the suburbs, and lived here for a long time. And when I first moved here, I actually got into the folk scene pretty heavily and played with Steve Goodman and John Prine and Bonnie Coloc and Bob Gibson, and recorded on a lot of albums on Flying Fish, which, you know, Bruce Kaplan that was here. And then I expanded out into all these different styles of music, and I consider myself kind of a musical chameleon, but I have my own voice too. So I've really managed to have a fantastic time playing music for my whole life, really. I feel very blessed.
Well, thank you so much for gracing our stage tonight, Howard. I am so glad to meet you. Thank you very much.
Likewise.
And now, the moment I have been waiting for. I have known this woman since I can remember, back in the early 80s, I guess. And she is...
No, it's Christine. She's coming here.
Okay. What do I hear? I thought I heard a voice. No. She has just done so much. She was part of a group called the Four Bitchin' Babes for really outspoken women. She's made over 25 albums. She's put out several compilation albums of people. Her main thing, she's a team player. She gets people together. She also knits before her shows with audience members. That's a little aside thing. She's also a baton twirler. I mean, you talk about an eclectic range of talents that she has. She's won 8 ASCAP Composer Awards. Most people are happy if they get one. And she has 8 of them, not to mention all the other awards. And all I can say is she has done more to bring people together. She is the most giving, sweet, creative, funny, and serious person I have ever met. Please give a big hand to the wonderful, the one and only Christine Lavin.
Sonny! Oh, with your bad self. I hope my songs don't ruin all the good juju she said about me. Here we go. Here comes hurricane season, everybody getting scared, worrying about the nimbus and the cumulus clouds gathering up there. National Hurricane Center has released the latest set of names they will use to designate the season's hurricanes. Me, I got a problem. The names are never scary enough. Hurricane shouldn't sound friendly. Hurricane should sound tough. Hurricane Floyd, remember him? He scared no one away. Makes me think of Andy Griffith even to this day. So let's throw out that silly list of friendly names that won't be missed, and instead use my names for hurricanes. For the letter A, aggravation. B, bloodine. C, hurricane catastrophe. Hurricane damnation. Ooh, sounds mean. Hurricane explosion. Hurricane frightenisha. Ooh. Hurricane guillotina. Hurricane halitosia. That sounds awfully disgusting too. Hurricane insania. Hurricane Judge Judy. Hurricane kaboom boom. Hurricane lawsutia / jury duty. Hurricane malevolencia. Hurricane nastique. Hurricane oucha. Hurricane pyromania. Quagmira. Hurricane shriek. Hurricane tormenta. Hurricane under Tuwanda makes me nervous. Hurricane vomitrina. Hurricane rathalina. Ooh, that would shake up the weather service. Hurricane Xena Princess Warwick. No, she was too nice. How about Hurricane Xenophobet? Hurricane Yikes! Hurricane Zombulimia. Heed my warning, I'm not done yet. Hurricanes are mean. Hurricanes are scary. Don't name them Dean. Don't name them Larry. Don't name them Tanya. Don't name them Bill. Hurricanes will wound ya. Hurricanes will kill them. Here's a fact easy to remember. Hurricane season starts June 1st, ends the 30th of November. But now they can hit any time of the year. Thanks to climate change, we're always in fear. Hurricanes are scary, hurricanes are mean. Should have names like Pugnacia, Agonine, names like Cadavra, names like Deathretta. Chances are good you would never forget a hurricane with a name like that. If she came to your neighborhood and squashed it flat. By the way, a hurricane and a typhoon are the same damn storm. Form over oceans when the water is warm. And I think they should go back to naming hurricanes only after women. Shouldn't name them after men. Think about it. From space, a hurricane is soft and swirly, like a ballerina, all graceful and girly. But tornadoes, on the other hand, are tall and strong and shaped like a man. But they never hold the shape for all that long. So I say name tornadoes after men. Is that so wrong? I wrote that song 11 years ago, and I'm still waiting for the National Weather Services to call me up and say thank you. But no. Oh. Well, this next song is the most complicated song I have ever written in my life. And it's new, and I've never sung it perfectly through, so this might be the time, but it probably won't be. So, I just want to say there's a lot of moving parts in this song, so you should probably get a little closer to your screen if you can, and really pay close attention. Oh, and there's a train going by. I'm sorry about that. Here we go. Here we go. My computer gets tuned up at Mike's Tech Shop on West 20th Street. Mike's got a gang of computer geniuses keeping my machines running sweet. Just to the east of Mike's Tech Shop is a legendary store, Kleinfeld's, where brides from everywhere come to buy wedding gowns, veils, and bling galore. One day, a young giddy nervous bride all the way from Montana come to shop at Kleinfeld's. Brung her along her mama, brung her along her nana. Hubba hubba. Both happen to be widows, and both still look pretty good. But they don't know the city or this particular neighborhood, and by accident, instead of walking into Kleinfeld's, all three of them stroll into Mike's. Snapping selfies, posting, hoping folks in Missoula will give them a whole lot of likes. They think they are in Kleinfeld. Nope, they're in a computer shop. The bride is so overcome with excitement that to the floor she drops. Yes, the bride-to-be is so filled with glee, she just flat out faints. She's surrounded by a herd of adorable nerds. She opens her eyes, she thinks they're saints. One lifts her head up to give her a sip of cool, clear water. Her mama sees this act of kindness. She leans down and whispers to her daughter, I'm not sure what's happening here, but I think this young man just changed your life. You know I never liked your fiancé, so why not be the sweet boy's wife? So the bride-to-be calls her fiancé, tells him, I've had a change of heart. I'm falling in love with the tech shop boy. You and me are breaking apart. The bride-to-be's ex-fiancé is a pro football place kicker. He drops the phone, runs down to Mike's tech shop. No, he takes a cab, that's quicker. He's gonna beat that computer geek for stealing his future bride. But by accident he runs into the naughty lingerie boutique on the tech shop's west side. Oh, the naughty lingerie boutique is having a sale on everything made out of lace. The football kicker says, where's that nerd? I'm gonna whoop him. The owner says, I'm the only one in the place. The football kicker gives her the kind of look you could pour on a stack of pancakes. He forgot about the nerd, now love is the word. As he a new plan makes, oh, the lady who owns a naughty lingerie store is engaged to a firefighter who says he can't marry her until the day she's at least 100 pounds lighter. But the football kicker likes a curvy woman. He says, forget about him, I think I love you. So she whips him up a stack of blueberry pancakes, 'cause that's what people in love do. Life happens fast on West 20th Street. The bride from Montana, she gonna marry a geek. Her football kicker's falling for the lady who owns a naughty lingerie store, whose firefighting fiancé has no clue what happened here today. There's more. Suddenly Kleinfeld's catches on fire. Sirens scream through the air. Fire trucks pull up. What like the naughty lingerie lady's firefighting ex is there. He sees her kissing that football kicker. He's crushed, but he's got a job to do. He rushes into Kleinfeld's and stamps out the flames of this potential bridal barbecue. He rescues a single skinny bride-to-be floating in a pool of tears. Her fiancé had just called to call off the wedding. Her timing was cruel and weird, 'cause she was trying on a Haley Page gown that cost $8,000. When that heartbreaking phone call came in, I know, that sucks. But the man scoops her up and carries her out in her size 2 wedding gown. Tearfully she thanks him, then light as a feather, he gently sets her down. Then he gets down on one knee. Do I even have to tell you? He pops the question to the crybaby bride, and she says, hell yeah! Oh, but what about the meanie who broke up on the phone with her as she shopped Kleinfeld's salon? He was arrested for insider trading her Berkshire Hathaway, GameStop, Amazon. He's prison pen pals with a crazy chick who now says she will wait. And as soon as the parole board says it's cool, she will set a wedding date. Oh, but what about the widow mama and the widow nana? Last seen lost on West 20th Street, which is nothing like Montana. They flagged down 2 horseback cops who were galloping into the east. The cops take them to Eisenberg's sandwich shop, treat them both to a fabulous feast. Oh, they gobble down pancakes topped with bacon, eat matzo balls, drink egg creams. The mama and the nana both feel like they have stepped into a dream. The next day, Kleinfeld's is back in business. You can figure out the rest. Mama and the Nana and the horseback cops are all saying yes to the dress. Life happens fast. On West 20th Street, right from Montana, she gonna marry a geek. Her football kicker's falling for the lady who owns a naughty lingerie store, whose firefighting fiance fell in love with a crybaby bride just yesterday. Mama, Nana, and the horseback cops are so glad they stumbled into Mike's tech shop. Not to mention the inside trader and his gal. We're counting the days till they are more than pen pals.
Yeah.
Now, I gotta tell you, even though the song is over, the story's not over. There's still some loose ends. So, if you go to my website, christinelavin.com, and there's a bunch of buttons at the top of my website, and one of them is yellow. It says news. If you click on news, you'll get the update on all the people in that last song. What happened to them? Because a lot of stuff happened. So, I've never done that before. We've actually written an outro to a song. But, oh man, that Howard Levy, oh my God. And I wanted to tell him I did a show with Ethel, oh my God, they're this unbelievable string quartet. And I'm going to finish with this song. And there's driftwood in the song, which is the same driftwood that was in Amy Speace's song. And I wanted to tell David Roth, there's a very obscure Esther Williams movie called Duchess of Idaho that has a very young Mel Torme in it. He is so young that he doesn't sing in the movie. The movie's not very good, but the swimming is very good and the music is very good. But I just wanted to remember to tell them that. But, you know, as so many performers have said here tonight, we have had such a year. And I'm going to finish with my most recent song that I just dedicate to all of you. I hope everyone watching, everyone listening, I hope you have the best summer that you've ever had, because we've had the worst year we've ever had. So let's follow it up with the best summer. Though I didn't know it at the time, it was the best summer. Hydrangeas and wind chimes, the best summer. Days were hot, nights were warm. Now and then a gentle storm would clear the air, cool things down. We'd ride our bikes to Edgartown and back. It was only me and only you. It was the best summer. Our house on Pennacook Avenue, the best summer. Flying horses, carousel, bunch of grapes, the inkwell. We'd gather driftwood, build a fire, watch the setting sun retire. That was many years ago. It was the best summer. Where the time went, I don't know. It was the best summer. If I knew then what I know now, yes, I would have made that vow to follow you into the sun. I did not know you were the one. I did not know that 93 would be the best summer. Was it for you? Was for me the best summer? Days were hot, nights were warm. Now and then a gentle storm would clear the air, cool things down. We'd ride our bikes to Edgartown and back.
Oh yeah!
Love you.
Wow. Seeing Lavin. That's wonderful. Oh, it's so good to see you as a performer. I mean, we've been co-emceeing all of these, but to hear these great songs, and I know 2020 was tough, but you released an album last year, your 25th CD, On My Way to Hootersville, and it's just a lovely...
But aren't we all? Aren't we all on our way to Hooterville?
Well, it's good to see that you're still writing some incredible songs. And now, tell the truth. Were you writing? Did you memorize that entire song?
Yeah, I had no notes in front of me.
Wow,
But I didn't sing it perfectly. I stumbled a couple places. I'm sorry.
Close enough.
But those are three stores really on West 20th Street. I recorded in a recording studio on West 20th, and it's Kleinfeld's, Mike's Tech Shop, and a naughty lingerie store, which I don't say the name of because it's so naughty.
Well, I'm going to go to your website after this is over and find out what happened to everybody. It's just great stuff. You really observe so many wonderful things and put together great songs. So thank you, Christine.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And I also advise everybody who's out there, if you haven't checked out Christine's videos, she's just done a great one for Father's Day from... who's the artist, Christine?
Rob Siegel.
Rob Siegel.
He's on the Hudson Harding June singles compilation, and he lost his dad when he was 10. And he's written a song about Father's Day from the point of view of somebody who grew up most of his life without a dad. For all you guys out there who had that situation, I think you'll really get a lot out of the song.
Absolutely, and your video as well. So check it out. Well, what a great night this has been, and we have our final performer coming up. Again, before I introduce him, I do want to remind you that this is a free concert. All of them are free, but if you can afford to and help out by going to the website and making a donation, click on the tip jar. There's probably links in the various chat rooms on YouTube and Facebook, and help keep this wonderful monthly show going. Even when this pandemic ends, I think getting together once a month on a Sunday night with some of these incredible performers is just fascinating. I've loved every minute of it, and I know that Rod will be back on later to tell us more about some of the artists coming up in July and other surprises coming up, which I won't leak right now, but be sure to keep watching. Greenwich Village Folk Festival.org is the website. Now, to close off this amazing evening is a gentleman that I think we've all long admired in our folk community. Now, in the early 1960s, on a Sunday afternoon, you probably would have found him in Club 47 in Cambridge, Massachusetts, where he served as the MC for a weekly hootenanny. And since then, he's really become a fixture on our folk circuit. He's graced the stages of coffee houses, concert halls, festivals, all across North America. And his songs, well, they're staples of the contemporary folk community. Songs that are also appearing in grade school music books, church hymnals, campfire songbooks, and other great collections of folk songs. And they've been recorded by so many artists, people like Peter, Paul, and Mary, Tommy Makem and Liam Clancy, Nancy Griffith, and dozens of others. Tonight I have the honor to introduce to you the man that David Amram called a modern-day Stephen Foster. Please welcome Bill Staines.
I'm muted, am I? All right, I'm good. We are crossing the water our whole way through. We're making a passage that is straight and true. Every heart is a vessel, every dream is a light shining through the darkness of the blackest night. We are crossing the water our whole way through. We are making a passage that is straight and true. Every heart is a vessel, every dream is a light shining through the darkness of the blackest night. For there is no shallow water, not what we love to keep us safely from the dangers and the devils of the deep. Yet with every breath within us, we search forevermore to find some peaceful harbor on that far-off shore. We are crossing the water our whole way through. We are making a passage that is straight and true. Every heart is a vessel, every dream is a light shining through the darkness of the blackest night. For some it is a glory, for some it is a game, for some it is a story filled with emptiness and pain. Yet with rising winds in chorus, we search for steady ground. There is only that before us, there can be no turning round. And we are crossing the water our whole way through. We are making a passage that is straight and true. Every heart is a vessel, every dream is a light shining through the darkness of the blackest night. For there is no other journey that will ever be the same. No second chance horizon that will call you by your name. When the welling waves wash o'er you, stormy winds they drive. Give your heart a song, sing it loud and long, keep your dreams alive. We are crossing the water our whole way through. We are making a passage that is straight and true. Every heart is a vessel, every dream is a light shining through the darkness of the blackest night. Every heart is a vessel, every dream is a light shining through the darkness of the blackest night. Crossing the water. Well, let's try this. This is a brand spanking new song. So if I get this kind of a funny look on my face, help me out with the words to it. You know them as well as I do. I do these workshops, songwriting workshops around the country, and inevitably somebody will ask me, where does your inspiration come from to write a song? And for everybody, it's always different. Some people have these deep emotional things that leads to a song or something like that. And for some people, it's issues. And this song actually came about after a trip to the AT&T store and shopping for a body wash. So, and I turned that around into a cowboy ballad. So it's called Cedar and Sage. We'll see how that works out. Well, I am an old-time wrangler, I travel all alone. Never been much for fiddling with all these gadgets and these phones. So just saddle up my horses and I'll be on my way. And tip my hat to the ladies like we did in the olden days. Well, I've drunk from the Big Dipper, I've roped the heavenly boat, stood up proud and sung out loud when the rising moon was full. And when the clouds grew dark and dreary, the lightning split the sky, then I turned my pony to it, going down the trail we'd fly. For life is what you make of it, come the high times and the lows. Through the loss and gain you just grip the reins, and you never let them go. Oh, you never let them go. Well, I've crossed the raging waters, I've run the river wild, danced with the lady whisk when she tempted me with smiles. I beat the king of diamonds, and I've lost to the three of hearts. Some old days it just goes that way when your luck just falls apart. But then life is what you make of it, come the high times and the lows. Through the loss and gain you just grip the reins, and you never let them go. Oh, you never let them go. Well, I am an old-time wrangler, I ride beneath the sun, but there'll come a hand with a greater plan, and then my riding will be done. So just do me one more favor, when I've written my last page, just lay me down in some blessed ground, beneath the cedar and the sage. So just do me one more favor, when I've written my last page, lay me down in some blessed ground, beneath the cedar and the sage. For life is what you make of it, come the high times and the lows. Through the loss and gain you just grip the reins, and you never let them go. Oh, you never let them go. For life is what you make of it, come the high times and the lows. Through the loss and gain you just grip the reins, and you never let them go. Oh, you never let them go. Cedar and sage.
Yeah.
This is a song that, hard to believe this was written almost 50 years ago. It's followed me for that long. Almost 50 years ago. I was 4 years old. No. But it's followed me for a long time. Played it for a lot of people. So I'll leave you with this one here. I want to thank everybody, Rod and Sonny and everybody. It's one called River. It's like this. I was born in the path of the winter wind, raised where the mountains are rolled. Their springtime waters came dancing down. I remember the tales they told, the whistling ways of my younger days, too quickly have faded on by. But all of their memories they linger on, like the light in a fading sky. River, take me along in your sunshine. Sing me your song, ever moving and winding and free. You rolling, oh river, you changing, oh river. Let you and the river run down to the sea. Well, I've been to the city and I've been back again, and I've been moved by some things that I have learned. Met a lot of good people and I've called them friends. Felt the change when the seasons turn. I've heard all the songs that the children sing, and I've listened to love's melody, and felt my own music within me rise, like the wind in the autumn trees. River, take me along in your sunshine. Sing me a song, ever moving and winding and free. You rolling, oh river, you changing, oh river. Let you and the river run down to the sea. Someday when the flowers are blooming still, someday when the grass is still green, my rolling waters will round the bend and flow into the open sea. So here's to the rainbow that's followed me here, and here's to the friends that I know, and here's to the song that's within me now. I will sing it wherever I go. River, take me along in your sunshine. Sing me your song, ever moving and winding and free. You rolling, oh river, you changing, oh river. Let you and the river run down to the sea. River, take me along in your sunshine. Sing me a song, ever moving and winding and free. You rolling, oh river, you changing, oh river. Let you and the river run down to the sea.
Woo!
Great way to close the concert.
So beautiful.
Hey, Bill, can we get you to do one more?
Sure. Let's see.
You know, Bill, we used to sing that song every night on the Clearwater when I was a volunteer on the Clearwater.
Yeah.
Every single night. And everybody would sing along on that song.
Well, this is one that I've had a lot of requests for nowadays. I was singing this song recently, and a fella came up to me and he said, there's a young lady that's singing the song on YouTube, and she does a really nice version of it. You should check her out. Of course, I did. Her name is Sylvia Davidson, and she's from Seattle. I think she's living in Nashville now, but a really beautiful voice. I really like the way that she did this song. She changed the chord progressions just a little bit on it, and I really like what she did, so I ripped her off. Bridges. There are bridges, bridges in the sky. They are shining in the sun. They are stone and steel and wood and wire. They can change two things to one. They are languages and letters. They are poetry and all. They are love and understanding. And and they're better than a wall. They are languages and letters, they are poetry and all. They are love and understanding, and they're better than a wall. There are canyons, there are canyons, they are yawning in the night. They are rank and bitter anger, they are all devoid of light. They are fear and blind suspicion, they are apathy and pride. They are dark and so foreboding, and they're oh so very wide. They are fear and blind suspicion, they are apathy and pride. They are dark and so foreboding, and they're oh so very wide. Let us build a bridge of music, let us cross it with a song. Let us span another canyon, let us right another wrong. Oh, and if someone should ask us where we're up and bound today, we will tell them building bridges and be off and on our way. Oh, and if someone should ask us where we're up and bound today, we will tell them building bridges and be off and on our way. Oh, and if someone should ask us where we're off and bound today, we will tell them building bridges and be off and on our way.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Bill, are you headed out on the road anytime soon?
Summer slow, but the fall is really busy. I missed my fall tour last year for the first time in 41 years. And so I'm going to pick it up right where I left off and head out to the West Coast and play my way across the country and back again.
West Coast of the U.S., you're driving back coast to coast?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I've driven across the country 82 times.
Bill, I just want to say, out here on Cape Cod, I went to the final performance of the Woods Hole Folk Music Society, where you played every year for 40 years. I was at the last show they ever did, and you were there. It was magical.
It was a lot of fun.
I remember opening for you one time in South Carolina, and I kind of watched how you packed up, and I was very impressed how compact and how you had your like road set up really together. You just like got everything packed up and were out the door and back in your car, you know, a couple of minutes after you had finished selling CDs and signing them for everybody. It was like a lesson in how to tour.
Well, after 55 years of doing it, I just, it's pretty easy for me now. As long as I can get the stamina back to do it,
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's great to hear you, Bill. Thanks so much for being with us tonight.
Thank you, everybody.
Bravo.
Great to hear. And one thing I noticed, Chris plays the guitar upside down the same way that I do.
Yes, we were, my wife Nicole and I were talking about that. You probably don't remember this, but you and I were roommates at, I think it was Winnipeg years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember you sat down on the floor across from me one night late and said, "Hey, Rod, let's play a couple songs together." And I started out trying to watch your hands, and after about 10 minutes, I realized if I watched you, I couldn't play with you. I had to like just not look at your hands, but then it was okay, Then I could follow what you're doing fine.
Well, it's interesting because everybody that plays upside down plays differently. There's no right way of playing something wrong. So
I was amazed to find out that everybody who's historically played Freight Train, ding, 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 all the people who learned that guitar part learned it from somebody other than Elizabeth Cotton. She played lefty and upside down and didn't play that part when she sang the song herself.
Freight Train was one of the first songs. I have a Elizabeth Cotton story. I was doing a festival in Kentucky, and she was pretty frail at the time, you know, and so she was on. I was the last spot on the first half of the concert, and she was on two people before me, and I was at backstage, and she was sitting there playing Freight Train, and so there was a chair opposite her, and I sat down and I started playing it along with her, you know, and she stopped, and I thought, oh well, I've disturbed her, you know, just oh boy, and she looked at me, she said, you're the first person I've seen play that right. That was a highlight of the festival for me.
Of course, of course. Well, Bill, thanks again so much. We're going to have to kind of wind up the stream here, but we're going to break out the cigars and booze and deli platters and hang for a few minutes backstage. But we're going to cut the stream. But before we do, let me make a couple quick announcements to people. There is still time to donate to the Greenwich Village Folk Festival. You can do that at paypal.me/GVFF2020 or at the longer address that may be on your screen. And yes, we do give almost all of that to the performers, and we very much appreciate your support in being able to do that. Just to recap who you've seen tonight, if you've been with us since the beginning, and I hope you have, you've seen the Annie Burns Trio, Steve Addabbo, Amy Speace, who has a new CD out, doing very well, got some great reviews. Pat Wictor, glad to have you back and up and running, Pat, wherever if you're still with us. Emma's Revolution, another group whose songs I've sung numerous times at festivals. Falcon Ridge closes the festival every year with one of their songs. David Roth, Chris Matthews, brand new CD out, Getting Graves. Howard Levy, Howard, that was astounding. I told my wife, Nicole, that after this is over tonight, I'm going to take my harmonicas out and set them on fire. And Christine Lavin, great song, all of it, Chris, as always, wonderful to have you switch roles here and sing for us. And Bill Staines, of course, singing these beautiful songs that he's written through the years, including River, one of my all-time favorites. I also want to say thanks to Brandon O'Sullivan and Greg Greenway for their expert sound work, and Jerry Kornbluth and Andrea Klawsky for our web support. And I want to mention that we'll be back on July 4, same time, 7 to 10 p.m., with our own set of fireworks, with a show that so far features Reggie Harris, Roy Zimmerman, John McCutcheon, Zoe Mumford. You may not know the name, but Zoe is the composer of the song the band sang, Amazing Grace, about President Lincoln at the end of the Civil War that Joan Baez has been singing for many years. Diana Jones, whose song To A Refugee we heard at the very start of the show tonight, and the Queller Farber Family Band, some favorites of all of ours. And speaking of Joan Baez, congratulations to Miss Baez for achieving Kennedy Center honors. I believe we're being awarded either tonight or sometime this week. At long last. I don't understand why it took until her 80th birthday for that to happen, but I'm glad it has happened, and congratulations for that. I'm Rod MacDonald, and along with Raymond Micek, we're the co-producers of tonight's event. We want to thank you all for tuning in, and before we do, I want to say thanks especially to our wonderful MCs, Sonny Ochs and Ron Olesko, who I'm going to turn it over to right now to say goodnight. How about you, Sonny? Want to go first?
Bravo, bravo.
You there, Sonny? There you go.
Well, I had to unmute myself. I'm not used to this technology stuff. Yeah. That's why I'm such good friends with Ron. He drags me through a lot of stuff. Well, this has been. Thank you so much for inviting me to MC tonight. Some of my very, very favorite acts were here tonight. And then, as I said earlier, I found a new one, that Howard Levy. My God, he's unbelievable. And yeah, thanks to all of you for watching, and tell your friends about this show. It's a very interesting show. It's the first Sunday of every month for 3 hours from 7 till 10, and it's way past my bedtime, so I'm going to turn this over My bedtime's, if I'm usually asleep by 9, you got me by an hour and 20 minutes. Ouch. Okay, Ron, you take it from here. I'm tired.
Sonny, it was so good to be co-emceeing with you this month, and it's always a treat. And I look forward to your show on Folk Music Notebook and everything else that you do for this community. So thanks for being with us tonight, and we'll see you again real soon. And thanks to everybody for watching and listening. It's been another wonderful month, and there's more to come. 4th of July, fireworks, independent artists for Independence Day. And I think you're going to enjoy it. And as always, there's some wonderful old friends and some great discoveries. So mark your calendars now. How can you forget July 4th? It will be here. And if you missed any of this, remember there's a YouTube page for Greenwich Village Folk Festival. You can catch the show and tell your family and friends, tell your enemies, tell everybody. And continue to make those donations too. You're the ones that keep it going. I'm Ron Olesko. Thank you all for being here tonight.
Yay, thank you.
July 4th. Thank you.
Play rock.